Hello everyone, today we going to talk top 10 games 2022 upcoming. If you like to watching my video, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's go. The Callisto Protocol. Glenn Schofield, co-creator of the Dead Space series, returns to sci-fi survival horror with the Callisto Protocol at his new home, Striking Distance Studios. Set on the second largest moon of Jupiter, players will take on the role of an inmate at Black Iron Prison who, over the course of the game, unravels a mystery about the prison and the people behind it. With the next Dead Space game still a long time off, the Callisto Protocol promises to scratch that same itch when it, hopefully, comes to PlayStation 5, Windows PC, and Xbox Series X. CHOO-CHOO Charles. Survival horror train game CHOO-CHOO Charles looks like an unusual combination of Blair Witch and The Legend of Zelda, Spirit Tracks, wrapped in a Thomas the Tank Engine-fueled nightmare. Charles is terrifying a local village, and it's up to you to destroy him. You'll complete missions for local townsfolk, loot for scraps to upgrade your train's armor, mobility, and damage, and ultimately take down Charles when the game comes to PC in the first quarter of 2022. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen. Ahead of the game's 5th anniversary, Destiny 2's next major expansion will bring with it new story, a new raid, new dungeons, and a new weapon type, the glaive, when it launches in February. Also coming back, Mars. The Witch Queen's story will revolve around Sabathan, sister of Oryx, who was the antagonist of the original Destiny's beloved major expansion, The Taken King. Destiny 2, The Witch Queen launches on February 22, 2022 across all the game's platforms. Dying Light 2 Stay Human. Techland's Dying Light 2 Stay Human refines the original game's first-person parkour action gameplay with a focus on swiftness and skill. Once again, you play a hardy protagonist who must leap across rooftops, trying to avoid direct engagements with zombies. Useful items, like hooks and paraglider wings, can help. The game's city-based location is built in such a way that higher elevations are less dangerous than lower floors. Dying Light 2 Stay Human will finally arrive February 4, 2022 on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X. Forspoken. Developed by former Final Fantasy XV developers and written by a quartet of Western creators, Forspoken stars a young woman from New York City who has been transported to a desolate fantasy world where magical spells and Ascension Bracelet help her battle an evil force known as the Break. Forspoken is a classic fish-out-of-water story. Heroine Frey Holland is magically whisked away to the strange fantasy world of Athia, where she's not only capable, she's incredibly powerful. Frey will use magical spells to battle break mutated creatures and traverse a vast, deadly open world using magic parkour. Forspoken comes to PlayStation 5 and Windows PC on May 24, 2022. GHOSTWIRE, Tokyo. GHOSTWIRE, Tokyo takes place in a version of Tokyo where nearly every living person has disappeared. Players have to use a combination of magic and martial arts to combat the ghosts that now occupy the city. The new game from the developers behind the Evil Within series looks bizarre and intriguing, even if its story remains a complete mystery. Based on its completely bananas trailers alone, GHOSTWIRE, Tokyo will be worth checking out when it's released in 2022 on PlayStation 5 and PC. Gran Turismo 7. Polyphony Digital's racing sim is back with a numbered sequel in 2022. Gran Turismo 7 promises to be the best-looking Gran Turismo yet, with support for 4K, HDR, and 60 FPS frame rates, and will be a showcase for the PlayStation 5's DualSense controller, with haptic feedback and adaptive trigger features that should make the real driving simulator more lifelike than ever. Expect hundreds of cars, super fast load times, and features from more than 2 decades of Gran Turismo games in this follow-up to Gran Turismo Sport. Horizon Forbidden West. In 2022, Guerrilla Games will release its sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, the 2017 post-apocalyptic open-world game about a warrior woman who starts off looking for her long-lost mother and ends up unraveling the reason why her world is ravaged by mysterious animalistic robots. Ashley Birch returns to voice the heroine Aloy, with Lance Reddick also returning as Silence, Aloy's reluctant and mysterious helper in discovering the secrets of the world around them. Horizon Forbidden West will be available on PlayStation 4 and 5. Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers is described by Sega as an open zone-inspired experience and will feature an original storyline from Sonic Boom writer Ian Flynn. So from a purely academic perspective, who doesn't want to see how an open zone Sonic the Hedgehog game turns out? We don't know too much about Sonic's next big 3D adventure, but we're exceedingly curious. Sonic Frontiers is scheduled to hit Nintendo Switch, PS4, PS5, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X sometime in holiday 2022, nearly 5 years after Sonic's previous mainline 3D adventure, Sonic Forces. Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Stalker 2 is set in the outskirts of an alternate world Chernobyl, in a world full of radiation and mutants. But far from the wacky and weird world of the Fallout games, Stalker focuses more on simulation-style shooting and survival as you hunt for the treasure and mysteries of the post-nuclear world, something players might be more ready for in 2021 than they were in 2007. Stalker 2 is set to be released on Xbox Series X and PC sometime in 2022.